Shabbat Shalom. In 1999, there was a poll that was taken that was very fascinating to me. The poll covered Jews who were very religious, Jews who weren't religious, Jews who loved being Jewish, whether they were religious or not, and Jews who had completely rejected their Judaism. And what this poll discovered was that for a majority of Jews, how they felt about their Judaism, not how observant or religious they were, but how they felt about their Judaism, whether or not being Jewish was a good thing or a bad thing, was for the majority of Jews based on two things: their memory of their bar or bat mitzvah and their memory of their Passover Seder. Now, I bring this up because, as I mentioned in my Facebook post yesterday, the Hebrew word for sacrifice is korban. And korban means to bring something close. We think of a sacrifice as something that is given up. But in Judaism, the korban brings us closer. We start reading about the korbanot in this week's parsha. In fact, the book of Vayikra, the book of Leviticus, is by and large, there are some exceptions, but by and large are about these sacrifices. And the question that I have is, are our Passover Seders sacrifices or are they korbanot? If they're sacrifices, it means people feel they have to give up in order to be at the Seder. It's something they have to do. I know people who grew up at Starim when they were little kids who were told, you may not speak until you ask the 4 questions, and then you may not speak again until it's time to look for the afikomen. As you might imagine, they don't have the happiest memories of their Seders. I know other families where the Seder was a celebration of everyone in the family, old, young, and in between. Tell you an amazing story. My parents, in 1977, I believe, snuck Sidurim and Chumashim to Jews in the Soviet Union. And they discovered, the Jews that they met discovered that my father was a rabbi and let him know that there was a young couple that had had a secular wedding. But because Jewish weddings weren't allowed in Russia, they never had a Jewish wedding. Would my father give them a secret Jewish wedding? My father agreed. They snuck into a warehouse at night. And my father did the ceremony very, very quietly. And then to his shock, because he said everywhere you walked in Russia, you felt like the KGB was standing right next to you. To his shock, they opened the windows and they started singing very loudly. What were they singing? They were singing Dayenu, only they changed the words. They changed it to Ilu Hotzianu Me Russia Dayenu. If God would only get us out of Russia, Dayenu. Ilu natan lanu et visa, dayenu. If God would just get us a visa, dayenu. And I point this out to show how powerful Pesach is, how it connects us, and how it means something to Jews, different things to Jews all over the world. So the question again is, are our Sidurim korbanot, Starim, I keep saying Sidurim, Starim, korbanot, or are they sacrifices? And my prayer is that for all of us, they should be korbanot. We now continue with the reading of Parshat Vayikra on page 544.